Okay, Brid, Thomas Barr, the 2018 Park Hotel Supreme Sports Star Award winner. He'd won for a year. Can you just go through his story?
2018 was a fantastic year for Thomas. I suppose we all recall with fond memories the amazing performance he had in Rio in 2016, finishing fourth in the final, which was just an amazing performance, and I suppose one which took us all a little bit by surprise, because prior to that he hadn't had the form that year. 2017, then building on that, was full of hope, and we were all optimistic of a really, really good performance at the World Championships. That didn't really pan out. A gastrobug hit him between his heats in his semi-final in London, and so 2017 was a wipeout. So 2018 was really a critical year for Thomas. It was just critical in his build towards Tokyo, in his belief in himself, in his just in his overall journey. So the year started steadily. He had some good indoor performances. Thomas is not really an indoor man. It's not something he focuses on, but he did run 400 metre hurdles indoors that was quite special, a rarely run event. So the signs were there that form was good. He didn't have any significant injury issues throughout the year, and so he started his season in June, and while it may have been unremarkable on the world scene, it was steadily satisfying. So as the year progressed, he was getting a little bit quicker in every race, while he still was a little bit off what the major players were doing on the Diamond League circuit and in the big races. Thomas's times were getting better, and those of us who know him well, who know what a good championship performer he is, we were quietly confident that things were going well for him. That said, he needed to continue to lift his game. He needed to continue to move forward. From the Irish Championships in July, where he ran a good time, approaching his best, things were beginning to look good for him. Over the next couple of weeks, he ran a few quicker times, and he went into the European Championships in Berlin a good contender, I suppose, is probably the best way to describe his form at that time. But Thomas, being a championship performer, was quietly confident. He went to Berlin, the heats went well, he qualified for the semi-final comfortably. The semi-final is always going to be a difficult task, with only 2 to qualify and 2 fastest losers over 3 semi-finals. Thomas made his way to the final comfortably, but certainly still not looking like he was going to be a medal contender. But that said, there was Warholm and Capello, who were looking to be the class acts in the field. Their form was showing that they were possibly going to be the gold and silver medalists, and there was fractions of a second then between the rest of the field. And to be honest, at that stage, things were looking good for Thomas, because the belief was there, the form was there. He's a championship performer. He was in lane 8, not really the most desirable lane for an athlete, but for Thomas, things like that don't bother him. And he went out in that final with the belief that he could do it. Coming off the 300 metre mark, he was in 5th, 6th position, and he came with his trademark last 120 and surged his way into that bronze medal position. And you could see as he strode to the finish line that the joy and the belief, that bronze medal, what it meant to him, it was huge. And it just put his name in the history books. And so the celebrations, you know, our Irish Athletics rejoiced, Ferrybank Athletic Club rejoiced, Waterford Athletics rejoiced, and Irish sport were just celebrated his success. He's a remarkable individual, and I suppose winning the Park Hotel Award tonight has just been that local acknowledgement of a superlative achievement for Thomas for the year.
It was a remarkable welcome home back in Dunmore-East, coming in on the boat. Like, it was just so many kids, so many people, everybody. Like, you know, he's one of our own. It was an amazing night.
Absolutely. Do you know, like Thomas, again, he's an exceptional person. He's not like any other athlete I've ever known. He's quite different. His homecoming was always going to be special, and it's just so special that a local child from Waterford who joined an athletic club at 9 years of age and learned his trade, just coming along to training 2 nights a week from Dunmore East, coming into Waterford City, that he was just able to progress through the ranks of the club, learned how to run, learned how to hurdle, enjoyed his sport, which was probably the key factor in keeping him involved in his juvenile years, where he wasn't the best around by any measures really. He wasn't even the best in the club. There was other athletes in his age group that were better than him. I remember probably his final year in school, his clubmate Alan Corcoran won the Irish Schools Championships that year, and Thomas was probably second or third. So he was a very good athlete, but he wasn't outstanding in comparison to the group of athletes he was training with. And it's just wonderful to see that a local boy has just risen to the heights of success that he has, and to the top of a world-class global sport as is athletics.
Okay, thank you.